Yo, what is up? Some of y'all like, dang, I'm live early. I'm live early, huh? I'm live early. Hey, we gotta get this. We gotta see what's the best stocks to trade for this week. We're gonna be forming a watch list, and that's the main point of this live. We're not gonna be going over too much news today. There's not gonna be a bunch of information. But there's going to be a whole lot of great plays that will come out of this live stream. A whole lot of... All right, bro. A whole lot of great stuff that's going to come out of this live stream. And if you guys know anything about ROM, you guys know how accurate and how we've been predicting. And making sure you guys make bread on a daily basis. Like, this is nothing new. We've been streaming all year. And we will continue. To literally make sure you guys make money. All you got to do is follow the stream, know what's happening, and just listen. Okay? Just listen. Because if you just listen, you would have been able to catch some great moves on the upside this entire year. We've been bullish, and I don't understand why anybody else would not be bullish. Is AB to get brutal this week? What? All right, bruh. You don't know what you're talking about. You come in here and fear monger every single time you come in here, and you're just wrong every single time. When are you gonna admit that? Yeah, bro. Eventually, the market's gonna fall. That's just what happens with markets. Eventually, you're gonna be right. But for the entire year, you've been wrong, bro. You've been wrong. Well, we're gonna be looking at these monthly closes. Shopify. We're not gonna look at Shopify just yet. We got to look at how S&P 500 is doing. And we gotta look at how the Qs are doing. So anybody that tells you this is not a bullish setup that is forming in the front of your eyes with literally all the dips getting bought up, they do not know what they're talking about. This is as bullish as it gets. Even if you look at the RSI down here, you can see the RSI forming a inverse head and shoulders that hasn't broke out just yet. Okay, and yes, you can use the RSI to see what are patterns as well. Okay, so the monthly close is very bullish, and what you have, let me show you guys something. What you have is literally the 8 EMA crossing above the 21 EMA. This is a very, very bullish signal, okay? It happened on the weekly, it happened on the daily, it happened on the 4-hour. Now it's happening on the monthly time frame, and you see you had massive consolidation, but really this was just accumulation because we're getting ready for the next big leg to the upside. And for the people that literally know Wealth on Mars, they know. Hold on, we got 13 likes. Let's run the likes up a little bit. Run the likes up to at least 1,000, okay? Let's get 1,000 likes. Come on, man. We're going to be looking at every single stock you guys want to look at. This is a stream where we're just going to be looking at these weekly watch lists. We're going to be forming a watch list. We're going to be building a watch list together. And these are going to ultimately be the best plays to be looking for this upcoming week. If you guys know anything, literally all you got to do is follow the Twitter. We put out these watch lists every single week, and they end up cooking all of the time. Like my boy made 5,000 on Friday. These are the trades we took on Friday. Okay, so if you're in the Discord and you're not making money on a Friday, I'm disappointed because we had Disney go from $33 to $250. We had SPY go from $75 to $230. We had pins go from $33 to $282, and these were all called on Friday. Okay, so we put the plays that we're entering into, and obviously if you're inside the Discord you can see that. But okay, we got the likes up. So what I was saying, if you look at the monthly time frame, the AEMA is crossing above the weekly. If you guys know anything about crossovers, they are very, very bullish. Okay, the last time we had an EMA crossover, well, first of all, the weekly, we crossed above the weekly back here, while everybody was saying we were bearish, yada, 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 just talking. They sound very smart. Bears always sound super intelligent, but they're just wrong. Stocks go up. They just go up. And if you know anything about liquidity, if you know anything about actual like patterns in the stock market, you should know that this is very bullish and we are going to be breaking above 420 very soon. But this is where we had the EMA crossover right here, okay? This was back in January, the beginning of the year. We had the EMA crossover. It's never crossed back down below. I'm gonna tell you why this is very significant. We had a big bounce right here, and then it just keeps going up. So the only way you should be bearish on the S&P 500 is when you see the weekly time frame with the EMA crossover. Why is that? If you scroll all the way back, this is where you had the EMA crossover back in 2022 January, okay? Literally the top of the market. You understand? And it never crossed back above the 21, the red line that you see right there. It never crossed back above, okay? Of course, you got these little pumps, you got these squeezes, etc., but it ultimately never crossed back above until right here, which was this year. 2 years. 2 years after, okay? This happened January 2022, and this happened January 2023. So 1 year, okay? It took it a whole year for it to cross back up, and it doesn't look like it's gonna stop. Like, look at this weekly pin bar that you have right here. So for everybody that's saying this looks bearish, it's just not. It's just not. Like, even if we dump to the downside a little bit, it's still going to go back up. And you guys know I tell you this on a daily basis. This isn't some new idea. But I'm anticipating us to get this gap fill that you see right here to 420, and I'm anticipating us to break this new high. Okay, so with that being said, now that we know how the S&P 500 is looking, obviously the Qs is looking just very bullish. Like, I don't even have to really look at this chart and tell you guys how bullish this looks. The EMA crossed back on January 20th, just like the S&P 500. The last time you had an EMA crossover was way back here at the top of the market. So what you have to realize is this is forming up to be something very bullish, and I'm anticipating it to, like, if you guys look at my past TikTok videos, it was always 350. I've always been telling you guys SPY or the Qs will get to 350, okay? So now that we know the Qs is very bullish, 350, but I'm anticipating 335 in the short term, okay? I think we can get to 335, and that makes a whole lot of sense. We have Apple earnings coming up, Disney earnings coming up, etc. But anyways, AMD to $11. AMD's gonna, I didn't have enough information when I said AMD to $11. But if you look at the Qs right now, this is very bullish. It looks like it's about to get to 337. But yeah, let's look at individual stocks. My boy got the likes up. Hello, fellow investors. We got the likes up. We're ready to look at individual stocks. Now that you know the majority of what you're looking at is definitely bullish, and the buying the dip is very it's very prevalent right now. Okay, buying the dip is I haven't seen this since January 2021. Since 2021 run, I haven't seen a buy the dip like we've been seeing right now. Like, we've been sitting in greed for weeks, and it doesn't seem to really matter because there always seems to be people that want to short the market. Like, we're at 0.94. I don't know how, but okay. So let's look at some individual stocks. Let's form a watch list. We look very bullish. Disney to 110. Disney, we cooked up on Disney. Okay, we cooked up on Disney. I literally was telling you this is a demand zone. It bounced right here. We got into calls on Friday. This was on the watch list as well. Disney is ready to go absolutely crazy. The only thing you have to pay attention to is that it does have earnings on May 10th. Okay, that's the only thing. It has earnings on May 10th, so you got to pay attention to that. But other than that, the measured move out of this cup and handle bull flag, whatever you want to call it, has always been, the measured move has always been back to around 109, okay? That has always been the measured move. And the thing about Disney is Disney can continue to just go up. Some of you guys don't know that Disney is trading at COVID level prices. So Disney makes for an excellent equity buy. It makes for a great September call buy, like we've been talking about inside of the Discord, and people have been making a bunch of money from that. Disney is probably one of the best stocks to be watching on a day-to-day basis because it hasn't gone as crazy as, say, a Microsoft or as, say, a Google. You know, it hasn't gone as crazy, and I don't get how people can say we're bearish or yada, yada, yada when you have Microsoft about to make all-time highs. Microsoft's going to make all-time highs. But Like I said, Disney hasn't ran up just like some of the other stocks have, and Disney is currently at COVID levels as well. So I anticipate Disney to continue to go up. Disney looks absolutely amazing. I wouldn't short it. There's no reason to short it. And yeah, it's about to break out. Now it is sitting in supply, so you got to make sure it breaks out from there and maybe even get a retest, etc. But I would say 85% chance that Disney makes it to 109 and it makes it to 110. Okay, I absolutely love Disney. I don't know why people would short it at this level. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And there's somebody that's gonna come in here and be like, "Yo, Disney trash. Disney's gonna go down." It'll probably go down a little bit, but you best believe this is a dip buy that a lot of people are gonna be looking at. I'm always 1Q short, just QQ, bro. It just depends on FOMC and Apple this week. Everything depends on FOMC and Apple. If you want to be behind the curve and if you want to go with the herd, then yes, everything to you probably does match up with the FOMC and the Apple earnings, okay? But if you want to actually front run most of the people that are waiting for FOMC and are waiting for the media to turn bullish, then yes, you're going to be late to the party, like a lot of people have already been since October. Like a lot of people have been, and you guys know me, I've been bullish for a very long time. I just get wrecked all the time. Stop trading. If you're getting wrecked trading, you don't know what you're doing yet. You should build a foundation. I always talk about this, and this live stream is going to be about a bunch of stuff because I just have a lot of energy today. So we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff. But if you're trading and you're not successful, you need to stop trading. Build your foundation first. Build up a long-term portfolio. Build up a savings account. Build up a crypto portfolio. Diversify yourself. And then hop into swing trading maybe. Like get some September calls to where you don't even have to you don't even have to stress yourself out. You could just wait. You could just wait. Like a lot of people are doing with Disney inside of the Discord. Like you're able to get these swing trades on a daily basis. Like that makes this transition even sweeter. We're swinging UAL. We got some June UAL calls, and these are cooking up right now because if you look at this pattern, this, in my opinion, is ready to cook up. UAL is ready to cook up. Passports are at an all-time high that they've ever seen. The amount of passport applications right now are the highest they've ever been, and I think UAL is going to show that very soon. You got this beautiful dump, and we were able to catch it inside of this demand level right here, and we're up a bunch. But June calls, I think you should continue to swing UAL because I think you can get back to 50. What I'm saying is there's no need to get worked up on Disney earnings because a hawkish FOMC meeting. If you're front running, you're just guessing. That's not true. That's not true. Because a hawkish FOMC meeting, man, we got people saying hawkish and bearish, and you don't even know. You don't even know. Like, how do you know if Powell's going to be hawkish? How do you know if there's going to be another interest rate? You don't. You don't. But I'm going to tell you, it doesn't matter. We're going to go up. And I've been saying this every single FOMC meeting since December. It doesn't matter. It really does not matter what happens in the FOMC meeting. It doesn't matter what Apple earnings does because everybody's going to buy the Apple dip. If you're not buying the Apple dip, you are, bro. And I've been saying, and you can't I'm waiting for somebody to say hindsight is 2020 because we were saying buy the dip on Apple right here. I made a whole TikTok video about it and literally told you to buy Apple calls. And now Apple sits at 169. I was telling you at 151, etc. So it doesn't matter what Apple does. Apple could go to 160 for earnings, and there will be people wanting to buy that dip. Why? This is the biggest company in the world, and they're just going to continue to put out new products. I don't think people get it yet. Like, it doesn't matter. It's going to go up. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. But anyways, let's see if we can find any more stocks. Somebody said Apple. Apple is currently sitting in this rising wedge. And if you just remember what I said, Apple will go up, but it does have earnings. So, Apple earnings could come out and it could dump the stock. Or Apple earnings could come out and it could pump the stock, okay? It's 50-50. Or it could just IV crush. It doesn't go up, it doesn't go down. But I'm telling you right now, if Apple goes down, you buy the dip. Simple enough. If Apple goes down, you buy the dip. But I will say Apple does look like it's about to break out of this rising wedge, and we've been bullish on Apple for quite some time. The only way you would want to be bearish on Apple is, like I said, you get a bearish EMA crossover, which happened right here, but then you got a bullish EMA crossover, which happened right here. So we're staying above, we're following the trend. There's no reason to be bearish on Apple. It just has earnings, so I'm not going to go over, too much TA on Apple because, it has earnings. Like, it's going to pump, it's going to dump, it's going to do what it wants to do at the end of the day this week. But next week is a brand new week for Apple. And like I said, even if it dumps, you want to buy the dip. Even, it doesn't matter. But yeah, there's nothing happening here. It's just in a rising wedge. These are the levels you want to be paying attention to. I already have them marked out. This is a demand at 167, and then the next demand is at 160. And then you can just go down the line on Apple. But I would never short Apple. Why would I short the greatest company in the world? That makes no sense. If I buy, it would crash 100% to zero. Bro, change your mindset, man. Like, you're just not hitting the right stuff. You're just not in the right things at the right time. You're FOMOing at the end of the day. You're FOMOing. You're relying on, like someone said, I'm gonna wait until Apple puts out some news to make it bullish. Like, no, it's buy the rumor, sell the news. And a lot of people right now, like you see, cynical trader, he's trying to go with the herd, okay? And that's not what this is about. Like, we're not trying to go with the herd. We're trying to predict what the herd is going to do and then get out when the herd jumps in, because then the herd is going to be left holding the bag, like you've seen so many times. That's why buy the rumor, sell the news exists, and that is why I said Apple is very bullish up until WWDC event, where they're going to put out a VR headset. That is when you want to sell. That's when you want to sell, when the news and information is out there. But now a lot of people you can front run people. You can front run everyone right now. Even MSTR, like, I've been given so many gems on the Discord, on the Twitter, especially for long-term equity buys. Like, if you're an MSTR or Bitcoin or a lot of these risk-on assets, you're front-running the news and media. You're not front-running the hedge funds. Like, they're already in. They're just building up their positions right now. Like, the hedge funds and the people with big money, they're building up their positions. The only way the market moves like the way the market is moving right now, where you have stuff just mooning and buying the dips, is only institutionals. Only institutional investors are literally buying it up right now, okay? But if you have the knowledge and information, you tune into these live streams, then you're running with them. You're not waiting until the news comes out, the FOMC, the Apple earnings. You're not waiting for none of that. You already know it's going to go up, because risk on assets is hot right now. Even if you look at the dollar is falling from a parabola. Now, could we get a bounce right here? Sure, like, we could. This is where it should be bouncing at. This is where it should bounce at. It's in demand. But you guys know it doesn't matter if it bounces right here or not. The dollar will continue to fall. And I even told you guys that when we bounced up way here and everybody thought it was bullish. Like, no, bro, it's just going to continue to dump. This is just what happens. This always happens. This isn't anything new that's happening in the market. When the dollar pumps, it dumps back down. Like you saw COVID dump back down. Like you saw right here, it's going to dump back down. And what does that mean? Risk on assets are about to, is here. It's here. And a lot of people are like, rates. Bro, nobody cares about the rates right now. You could look outside and see that nobody cares. So until something actually, like the unemployment raises, which it's been the lowest it's been in decades, until that raises, until people want to, actually save their money, which, the dollar is dead. I don't think you guys get it. Some people get it, some people don't. What's your opinion on horse reproduction failing news? I have no idea what that is. FOMC McDonald's. Rates matter before the fact. They matter. Like, when the rates are already out, it's the market is forward looking. It's not we got rates. I guess we should sell everything. Like, no. With the time to be bearish on the market was when the rates were rising. Like, nobody knew the rates were going to go up, yada yada yada. Like, that was the time. And that was last year. This year, we already know. We know the rates aren't probably going to raise anymore. We know they're already out. They're already out. Bro said horse reproduction. Let's look at McDonald's. But we came to formulate a watch list, and I actually, bro, look at McDonald's. This should tell you everything you need to know. This is everything you need to know. Look at McDonald's, man. McDonald's is literally making new all-time highs. I wouldn't even touch it right here. There's no point. I wouldn't even dollar cost average until it gets a good dump. But this is obviously a good equity buy no matter when you buy it. McDonald's is ultimately a real estate company. But, you know, you missed out on a huge, like, COVID, it dumped down to 140. Like, god dang. 140? McDonald's dumped down to 140? Oh, my. Yeah, you probably won't see that anymore, but this is obviously, it's ran up. There's no point in looking at this. But I do want to show you guys MU, okay? MU could possibly be the best stock to trade this week. Now, could we get a little dump to the downside? Yes, of course. We go to 61. But if you're buying the September, you know, October calls, it does not matter. It does not matter because this is very, very bullish. It's literally coming up on a yearly since June 2022, we've been rejecting this $64 level, okay? Comes up, rejects, comes up, rejects, comes up, rejects, comes up, rejects. But what you have right here is completely different. This is consolidation. And it keeps retesting. It keeps retesting. That means something is bound to give. Usually you get, it comes up, rejects hard in 2 weeks. Like it doesn't sit here, consolidate on it. It just comes up, rejects, comes up, rejects, comes up, rejects. You understand? So what you have right here is something forming that is very, very bullish and something you need to be paying attention to. And this is a semiconductor, okay? This is going to be the backbone of the metaverse and all this newer technology that is going to be coming out right in front of your face, okay? So MU is very, very good. This is ultimately a bottoming pattern that you're seeing right here. And if you look at MU, there's no reason to be short on it at all. Like, just look what it does. It gives you these basing out periods, and that just makes new all-time highs. Okay, so it's better to be bullish on MU than bearish. And as soon as this breaks out, now could you get a little reject right here? Yes, and I would just buy the dip at 62 and get the September calls. But the target on MU is back up to $71, even $80. Okay, with this much rejection that you're seeing, right here. The move is going to be big, okay? Is Bitcoin going back to 27K soon? You know, it may. I don't know. Shoot, it may. But you best believe Bitcoin is going to continue to get to like 40, 50K. It's going to continue to go up. It's at 29K. I don't know if you've read the news in Hong Kong, but Hong Kong is getting very serious. You know what's funny? Like you got Hong Kong is getting very serious. Japan is getting very serious. Russia is getting very serious. What do you think is going on right now? I don't like buy Bitcoin. Buy Bitcoin, okay? Don't even trade it. There's no reason to even trade it. Just buy it on the dips. You said AMD is better than MU. I agree, but chart-wise, MU looks better, but AMD looks like it's ready to run too. I'm telling you right now, these semiconductors are literally, look at this, man. AMD looks absolutely amazing as well, okay? These are the dips you want to be buying. I wish I would have seen it at $84. I wish I would have seen it. But it came straight into demand. Now you do want to wait for a bullish EMA crossover, you know, on the 8-hour and daily. It's kind of already happening on the 4-hour, like you see right here. And the reason I love those so much is because they tell you where the trend is going to go. Like this is the bearish EMA crossover, and then you just had it being a bearish EMA crossover until recently, right here. So I like AMD for sure, and I think AMD can continue to do numbers because, like I said, this is the backbone of what is happening in the metaverse. Okay. It's the backbone. It's happening. So I do like it. Let's see if we can find any short, like if we're trying to day trade it tomorrow. Has earnings? Oh, yeah, it has earnings. Never mind. AMD looks good, though. Has earnings. Let's look at SOFI. SOFI, a lot of people don't ask about SOFI. We're going to look at SOFI. I think SOFI looks very, very good, but not actually chart-wise as well. We already knew it was going to get to, you know, around $8 from this falling wedge that you've seen right here. But now we have a new pattern coming up, so let me see what we can come up with. To me, this looks like a cup and handle that's ready to explode. Like this could even be called a bull flag that you see right here. breaking out right here. So I like SoFi, and the main reason I like it is because student loan repayments are coming back, and I think SoFi can benefit from that. I think SoFi can get to around $9 plus. It's bullish. Like, SoFi is a great company. I'm saying that because I use the SoFi app. Like, SoFi is great. So yeah, I like SoFi to the bull side. There's no way I would short this when you have so many EMA crossovers. Like, the trend is up now. The trend is up. There's no reason to short this. You can even do this. Like, if you were to be bullish on SoFi, be bullish on SoFi until it can break back down below like $5.60. Okay. The only way I would be bearish on SoFi is if it breaks below $5.60. Okay. SoFi looks very good. I like it, but it's a slow mover, so I probably won't be day trading it. NVDA. Let's look at NVDA. Let's look at NVIDIA, because a lot of people, man, it's funny. It's absolutely hilarious how many people want to short NVIDIA. It's absolutely hilarious, and they keep getting cooked up. Meanwhile, if you just come on this stream, I tell you what the game plan is. Do not short NVIDIA until it gets an EMA crossover. Until it gets an EMA crossover. Like right here, a lot of people were getting all worked up. I was like, no, wait for the EMA crossover to the downside, okay? Right now, it's still hanging above there. There's no point. There's no point in trying to get it right here, okay? Literally. So until it can get a crossover, you should continue to remain bullish on it. Now, it is coming up on, and the reason I say that is because if you look right here, look what it's been doing this entire year. You had the AEMA leading it, and look what's been happening. It's literally just been bouncing from there every single time. Now, the only way I would be bearish on it is if something like this happens. Like, this is the only time you had an EMA crossover to where it went from 161 down to 140. Okay? And that literally gave you the perfect entry. Look, you had a bullish one right here, kept going up, and then you had a bearish one right here. And that was the time for you to get in the shorts. And then this was the time for you to get in the longs, and then you could have just been cooking up the entire year. So I wouldn't short NVIDIA until it does something like that on a daily time frame is what I'm saying. So that is the bigger picture. But if we look at like the 4 hour, this is consolidation, so it doesn't really interest me. This has been consolidating the entire April, okay? So it doesn't really interest me that much because, it's just consolidating. It's inside of this range. So if it was me, I would take the risk and short it right here and just anticipate that it's going to stay in this consolidation. I would short it at this supply level and it's been doing that the entire April. Why not right now? You know what I'm saying? So, and it's good risk to reward as well at the end of the day because you're getting it at a supply and all you got to do is stop out like $2 above, okay? You just stop out if it starts breaking out, and that's at 282, okay? So that's what I would be looking for. I would be looking for shorts right here, although I don't like shorting NVIDIA, so I wouldn't even mess with it. If it was me and I see it right here, I wouldn't even mess with it. I'll wait for it to come like right here. I'm gonna be honest. I wait for it to get a good call set up, because I don't like shorting something that just goes absolutely crazy for a whole year. Look at this. The backbone of the economy, not the economy, but the backbone of the metaverse, etc. And it is, I can see why shorts, would be kind of decent. It is sitting at this rejection level that you see right here, but I just don't like shorting it. AMD looks amazing. AMD had its pullback, and we just went over it. So if you're trying to figure out like if we already looked at a play, etc., follow the Twitter, okay? Follow the Twitter because we'll be posting, what we went over today in the live stream on Twitter. Like we even put MU yesterday. MU is one of the best plays that you can look at right now. I'm just telling you. What place do you go to news for stocks? CNBC, CNN. Just search Google. Like there's no one website that's gonna tell you everything. Okay, there's no one website that's gonna tell you everything that's happening in the stock market and in the economy, etc. You gotta put together a bunch of resources. Bloomberg, some of the smaller ones as well, but. Wealth on Mars, we're building up our media company as well. We're trying to stay up to date on a lot of what's happening as well. Disney or Roblox, this is I wouldn't short Roblox. I think you kind of already missed the decent short entry. And I think this is getting actually ready for a huge bounce to the upside. And I actually kind of like it. I wouldn't short Roblox because the risk to reward just isn't there. If you look at the risk to reward, you're already sitting in demand. Why is this demand? Because it bounced right there, so many times and went crazy so many times and fell below and went down and then finally got above, bounced again. You know, understand? So this is demand that you need to be looking at right here. Okay. So the risk to reward on it is not good because it's only like a $1, it's not that good. So I would be looking for calls on Roblox, and I would be looking at calls possibly above like 35.70. You even have some decent bull divergence forming on an hourly time frame. So that gives me even more confluence that yes, a reversal is in the making, okay? And I think the reversal could probably take you back to around $37. So yeah, I like calls a bit more, and I think the a good time to exit would be around $37. What is your year gain percent on your portfolio? I don't even know. I gotta check it, bro. But I was buying October, November, December. Maybe one day I'll sit here and go over everything I bought, but do you have stocks on a regular watch list, or you just surface all markets? I have. This is my purple watch list, like the stocks I like the most. But obviously, I have a main watch list, and there's just a bunch of stocks. But at the end of the day, I find stuff that has made me money and stocks that I can predict better. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't trade like a random stock just because it has a good setup, because I don't know how the random stock moves. I don't even know like the contracts. You understand? So I have a watch list that I strictly look at, but how I built it was just like what made me money, what moves well, what doesn't chop as much, what is clean price action. But you'll get that just by immersing yourself inside of stocks. But let's look at Alibaba. There's absolutely no way I would be shorting Alibaba right here. McDonald's bullish because of the McRib, bro. McDonald's bullish because of the McRib. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know why McDonald's is bullish, but all I know is I would never short McDonald's. Never would I ever short McDonald's. But Alibaba right here, it looks good for a bounce. It's in demand. Like there's absolutely no way I would want to continue to short this until it falls back below like $80. That's the only time I'd be looking for a short on Alibaba, because right here is a good bounce level for it. This is where it bounced from, when it went to $80 and went back up to 105 in like 5 days. So I like it for a little bounce right here. Although it's not my favorite setup, I can see it, doing something maybe like this. But Hang Seng is bullish. Like China is very bullish. The leader of the BRICS is very bullish. Like a lot of people do not understand. Like let's just look at the Hang Seng really quick. Let's look at the Hang Seng. There's absolutely no way I would be short the Hang Seng. Like I already had this charted up a while back, but even if you zoom out, like let me just show you. When you zoom out on the Hang Seng, what happens when there's a capitulation drop like you saw back in October? Like right here you saw it just goes back up, almost makes new all-time highs, but it never goes back to the capitulation drop. You saw another capitulation drop right here, it just goes to all-time highs. And you're seeing the same thing right here. And you have China literally injecting tons of liquidity into their markets. Like that news came out like 2-3 months ago. And then when that news came out, it was buy the rumor, sell the news. So the news came out and it just started dumping, but that liquidity didn't go anywhere. It's just giving people a better opportunity to buy on this dip like you're seeing right here. So the reason we're looking at the Hang Seng is because Alibaba is in the Hang Seng. And if you look at the Hang Seng, it looks very bullish. Like it bottomed out right here. I wouldn't be short the Hang Seng or any China stocks until you get the Hang Seng back below 18,000. But what you have forming right here is clearly just an A, B, C, D. Right now it's at C. It retraced back to its 382 on the Fibonacci, and it looks like it's ready to go to D. Okay, so I wouldn't go short on the Hang Seng. Like risky would be like going short under here. Okay, but a less risky would be going short under here, okay? So BABA looks very bullish in my opinion. The Hang Seng looks good. It just had a 382 50% retracement, so I still like it. I think it's going to complete this D that you see right here, okay? What long-term call options look good for BABA? I don't know. I would recommend going with like September's right now. September's look like the safest bet, but you know, I also like just equity. Like if you look at BABA, like some stuff looks good for options, okay, I agree. But some stuff just looks good for equity. Like, and by equity I mean just buying shares. Buying shares and just building your a good long-term portfolio to where you're buying at great prices. And Alibaba is sitting at back below IPO prices, like back in 2014 prices. Okay? And you can't tell me Alibaba has not grown since 2014, and they haven't put in better systems since 2014. So I just think equity is a good Alibaba buy. But yeah, that's just what I'll do. Let's look at CVX. I want to buy mini QQQ calls. Don't buy them right now, bro. Don't buy the QQ call. Don't buy the QQQ calls right now, bro. They'll be like you'd be buying at the worst possible time. Like you gotta wait for these dips, man. You gotta be confident enough to be like, I know I know the Q is gonna go up, and just buy right here. You know, but buying up here after you've already seen it rally $12 in 3 days is irresponsible. But let's look at CVX. UAL to $50. You get it. CVX looks very, 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 very bullish. I would absolutely not short CVX or oil or energy. Why? Because I can clearly go outside and look at a gas station and go to a gas station and see that the prices on gas is way higher than it was like 4 months ago. And if you guys remember, when we were shorting CVX, like right here, and I told you, like I literally put out a tweet. like CVX is going to get to 150. It made its measure move to 150 and bounced. And literally bounced. Like it doesn't get any more perfect than what happened when we were talking about CVX. And I actually want to find it just so I have some clout on what I'm telling you, okay? I found it. CVX, this was back February 16th. February 16th, this is why you want to be following the Twitter. February 16th, CVX looking like free bread. Measure moved back to 150. Looks likely to break below its support held since December. If you come over here, this was back when CVX was 166. It was coming up on the support. I was like, yeah, it's about to break below. And clearly, it broke below. And went all the way down to 150, which was the measure move like you see right here. Okay, so if you're looking at CVX now, there's absolutely no way I'll be bearish on it until it can break below, until you can get a break below this level right here, which would be around 160 or 157. Okay, I wouldn't be short until 157. But if you're looking at it right here, this looks like a easy bull flag. Like did it fill its gap? Kind of filled its gap, not really, but this is a bull flag to me. And CVX looks like it's ready to run. Okay. It looks like it's ready to run. Now, you do have to wait for it to break above 172. That's when it just gets ultra bullish. But the measure move takes you back to all-time highs on CVX. So I actually like CVX. I think this can go make moves, but I would wait for it to make a higher high, okay? That's the only thing. And I tell you this because I've seen stocks. They look very bullish right here. You understand? But as long as it continues to do something like this, there's no reason to be bullish, okay? So you gotta wait. You have to wait for it to do something like this, for it to finally get back above a high, okay, which is like 172, okay? But once it's back above 172, oh yeah, it's getting there. It's gonna get to 185, 187. So I'm very bullish on oil and energy in general. It looks good. There's absolutely no way I would go short on CVX. And you almost have an EMA crossover that's trying to happen right here. The last time it happened was back here when we went to 150. Now it's trying to happen right here. It's not quite there just yet. So, you know, this is what I'm telling you. You got to be a little bit more patient and wait for that 172, okay? But what do I know? Long term as in daily or weekly, FRC is garbage. I'm not looking at it. I bought Lakers 1,200 for championship. Hey, man. You got to risk it for the biscuit, I guess. I can see the Lakers winning. I can see the Lakers winning for sure. I'm not, I can see them winning. But yeah, anyways, we've been live for 40 minutes. Let me see the tweet again about CVX real quick. I just literally clicked off of it, bro. But follow the Twitter. You'll be able to see it. MSTR. Look, we got 50 people in here, and I'm trying to put you guys on game. Okay, I'm trying to give you. You will thank me. You will thank me in 2 years, 3 years. You will be like, yo, you made me free bread. I promise. I promise. MSTR, okay? MSTR. Somebody asked about MSTR. I'm telling you right now, this is one of the best equity buys you can get right now. One of the best equity buys. We're going to look at QCOM as well. MSTR is one of the best equity buys, and I'm going to continue to tell you this. And you know what's even funny? I put out a tweet about it. I said, MSTR, if you thought this was crazy, look, April 8th, I said MSTR is a super bargain. Many don't understand that. You'll regret not buying. You understand? And what's even funnier is 2 days after I sent this, it was up $16. And I said, you'll be even more surprised when you see this at $3,000 per share. $3,000 per share. Okay? And then look, this was 1 day after I said this. It went to $333. This is what you need to buy, okay? Somebody said, hypothetically, if you could buy one stock and hold till after summer, what would you choose? I would choose MSTR, okay? I would choose MSTR. To me, it has the highest potential. It has the highest reward potential, especially with stocks. Now, if we're talking crypto, it's different. If we're talking crypto, I give you a couple other things that I get into if I was, because I would expect more reward. But MSTR stock wise, it doesn't get any better than this. I'll thank you for Quant. Quant is cool. I like Quant. Quant is cool. Qualcomm. Ooh, I love Qualcomm. Ooh. Semiconductor. I'm telling you, whoever said this, thank you. Thank you, because we're going to make a lot of money on this one. We're going to make a lot of money on this one. I know it. I know it for sure. We're going to make a lot of money on this one. Why? You literally have, every single time I see this happen, I get in. Every single time I see this happen, I get in. This is, it's like MU. Now, it does have earnings. That's the only thing. Like, it has earnings, but I can see this just going crazy for earnings, but I don't want to play the earnings, okay? So, for next week, we just have to be more patient, But I anticipate this to get back to 130. Why? Because the semiconductors not named AMD, not named NVDA, are about to go crazy. I've seen the strength. Happening in front of my eyes with these semiconductors, okay? I've seen it. So this looks very good. It looks like it's ready to go crazy. The only thing is it has earnings, so I'm going to be a little bit more patient with it. I don't like playing earnings, but I can see this going crazy. And it is super bullish. You're absolutely right. But it has earnings, so it could just dump for earnings and then, after get the run up that a lot of people were anticipating. But there's that, let me show you guys why there's absolutely no way I would short this. Just look at this. This is a monthly time frame all the way back to 2000. It just goes up and to the right after it gets one of these major dips like you're seeing right here. So this is a good equity buy. A lot of people, I don't understand why a lot of people still want to be bearish on the market when you have so many great equity buys. That tells me that the media did an excellent job. The media has done an excellent job of brainwashing people into believing that right now is not a good time to be buying assets. At the end of the day, these are assets. And with the dollar going down, with the dollar being trashed, what do you think people are putting their money into? Why would I hold cash when I can buy? You don't get it. TSM looks amazing. This is another one. I'm telling you right now, semiconductors not named AMD and NVIDIA. Now, I still think those are going to do great. But I think the most reward and potential is in TSM, MU, and QCOM. And I'm going to put that on Twitter. So whoever said TSM, yes. This one looks very, very good. Baggy, absolutely. Bounce from this, bro. And the thing about these is you can easily get some September calls and just sit on them and just be chilling. You understand? Like that's some of the easiest bread you can make. Now, one thing I do want to see is how much did this retrace? Oh my Lord. It don't get no better. It doesn't get any better. It retraced to the 382%. So even the risk to reward is good on TSM. So even if you're wrong, you're not going to be wrong big. Let's say you got the September calls. You can just stop out below $82 and be okay. You understand? Like, I love TSM. It looks very good. It kind of did the same thing back here, where it went to the golden pocket and bounced straight back up. But now it's at another good retest level. I absolutely love it. Shout out to whoever said TSM. But yeah, I think I am about to head up out of here. Do you see CROX dumping hard? I don't know, bro. Like, that's... I don't see it dumping hard. Well, actually, I don't know. Like, that's actually what CROX does. This is a chart that I just wouldn't even mess with. It just boosts up, goes down a lot, boosts up, goes down a lot, boosts up, goes down a lot. But god dang, was this a good buy right here back in June 2022. God dang, was it a good buy. $47 back up to $150. Bro, there's absolutely no way. There's absolutely no way I'd be long-term short on CROX. Just because it survived 2008. It went to $1, but, you know, it bounced back up, went to $29. So this is like a, I don't know. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. I hope you guys learned some things. I hope we got into, I hope you guys got a play that you can look at and be like, oh yeah, this is one's going to make me money, and just lock in on it the entire week. You don't have to focus on every single stock that is happening inside of the market. Just focus on a few good setups that you like and just pay attention to them the whole week. Okay, that's what we did with MU this week, and we ended up cooking up MU. Like, some of you guys need to join the Discord, because if you look at MU, we were paying attention to MU the entire week, Tuesday, and you see what happened with MU, just green, and you best believe we got in the calls. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. I'll talk to you guys later. I'm out. Peace. All right, Twitch. I'll see you guys later.